Are single-sex educational environments better than co-ed or mixed schools, as they are sometimes called? For the vast majority of parents and students, they will never ever get to know the answer, because the vast majority of schools in New South Wales are co-ed, 97% or thereabouts, because of state government costing policy. The truth is that there are only a small minority of schools that offer single-sex educational experiences, and they are mainly private schools with a few public schools. But many of those public schools are restricted to the brightest and best students, as they are academically selective, or to the students who live within a particular locality, a postcode selectivity. For reasons that I will never be able to quite understand, single-sex schools have been receiving a lot of negative press of late, which seems to be well out of proportion to the number of schools that make up the educational landscape here in Sydney. Based on the childish statements and allegations that some people make, you would think that single-sex schools are horrible places and are the sole cause of all the social issues that exist across all of Australia. Even with the limited number of government-run single-sex schools, the New South Wales state government is hell-bent on closing down and converting them to co-ed schools. Schools such as Randwick Boys and Randwick Girls. These appear to be the first of a number of single-sex schools that the New South Wales state government is killing off, thereby cancelling those parents and families, the people who are the first educators, and removing from them the choice of sending their children to a single-sex educational environment that delivers certain important benefits to students that are well documented, which I will talk about in detail over the next few days. Interestingly and amazingly, every year that I can recall, the HSC school rankings list has always been dominated by same-sex schools, with the balance of places being filled by highly selective schools. How is it that a relatively small number of single-sex schools can consistently do so well over such an extended period of time? What is it that makes people pay up to $1 million to educate just one child, and not only do they educate and define that one child, but the placement in that school also influences and redefines the family and the parents? The single-sex schools must be doing something right, because if co-ed schools are so good and so wonderful, why are their results not showing up everywhere we look in a positive way? There currently appears to be an obsession to turn everything into co-ed and destroy everything that is not co-ed. And there is no good, compelling reason to support these motives and moves other than woke, virtue signalling, middle-class guilt stupidity. Stay with me and we will go on a journey and examine all of the arguments being posited and see if there are any real facts that support the wizardry, or are we simply throwing out the baby with the bathwater?